Hey everyone, it's Kel-n-rich and we're back.
Hi.
It's been about a week. We moved literally the instant
So much has
that we were told that we needed to move in a good way. It was not like we were evicted or anything. Just an apartment came up, a condo came up, and we moved.
Yeah, we needed 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and we were in quite a small place, and it was just time to grow, and we had an opportunity to save a huge amount of money if we moved in that moment.
Now, so I called Kel from the leasing office and said, Kel, we need to move.
I was
and she
sunbathing in a bathing suit.
Yeah, she said, yeah, I know, we're moving on June 15th because we had actually another condo that we were going to be moving into. I said, no, now. She said, now? I said, yeah, now. She goes, right now. I said, yeah, right now.
I said, okay.
That was it. We did it. So you may have seen the moving video. We did "Moving Out" by Billy Joel. Just one of my favorite songs. So we're back. We're gonna do a huge night tonight. We're gonna have a great
settled.
week. We have conversations with some interesting people coming up.
Yes.
That'll be on a Patreon channel, and we're gonna do it on YouTube. And it's just a lot of really great things coming up.
Yeah.
And when we follow up with this video, we're gonna actually do the best footage that we found from the Rockville Festival, from the live show that Tool did. They did 2 new songs, Invincible and Deception. And oh my God, we'll do a full review of that. I know we got in a lot of trouble for not doing it after, but we were just absolutely gassed. We had vomit on us. We had beer spilled on us. We were hungry. You get the idea. It was a whole day of absolute rocking out, moshing, crowd
Kicks
surfing,
to the head,
kicks to the head.
throat,
I have
kicks to the
I got
face.
bashed on the top of my nose. Kel got a boot to the throat, like an axe chop came down from a heel.
We were saving
It
people
was
from
nuts.
getting thrown on their
So
heads.
we didn't want to talk about Tool. We just
No,
wanted to
we
talk
just
about
needed to
getting
get
on
home.
with it. So here we go. So we're gonna go right back to where we left off with Zepp. And
Love Zeppelin.
Yeah, this is the first album, song number 4. Dazed and confused, so long it's not true. Here we go.
All right.
Ready?
Ready. I'm digging the hair.
She's never heard this before. She hasn't lived under a rock. She just hasn't heard it before.
I was involved with the Conservatory of Music.
Been dazed and confused for so long, it's not true. Wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Lots of people talking, few of them know. Soul of a woman was created below.
Oh, I love it. Oh.
You hurt and abused, telling all of your lies. Run, sweet baby, Lord, how they hypnotize. Sweet little baby, I don't know where you've been. Gonna love you, baby. Here I come again.
I love it.
I so miss this.
Every day I work so hard, bringing home my heart and pain. Try to love you, baby, but you push me away. Don't know where you're going, only know just where you've been. Sweet little baby, I want you again.
That's what we gotta do so we don't get play matched. trippy. So great. Unbelievable. Unbelievable they wrote this at that time. Go, Jimmy.
I can't get it right. The camera's back. Oh, yeah.
Been dazed and confused for so long it's not true. Wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Take it easy, baby, let them say what they will. Don't wax so much when I send you the bill. Oh,
This is awesome. 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 Just awesome. You know, if I had have been seduced to the heavy metal, progressive rock side of music, I would never have been able to achieve what I achieved as a classically trained pianist and a music teacher. That's just the bottom line. And so for those of you who think to yourselves, how could she never have heard all this? Well, my parents had a stereo system in the house. All I did was collect dust. And then...
Well, you said you had a lot of 50s tunes and a lot of kind
that
of
was in the
doo-wop
car
stuff.
with
that was in
my
the car.
dad.
Oh, okay.
They never turned that stereo on, and whenever I asked to put it on, I was told no. So when I finally got a hold of a clock radio that had a radio to it to get me up to school, I started tuning into the radio stations, which were Seattle and Vancouver. But if as much as whatever was on the radio was what I was listening to in 1983, there was so little input.
The stations that you were listening to.
Yeah, it was mostly just top 40. So I heard Michael Jackson, I heard Madonna, I heard Prince, and I loved it.
Yeah, so it was pop. It was pop rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a couple of favorites from Connecticut. W. Oh no, I can't remember the state. 96.5. Anyway, and then New York WPLJ, and that was rock. So I grew up listening to classic rock on the radio, and I grew up to listening to New York stations. And then when we moved to Massachusetts, Connecticut, even Western Massachusetts radio was really, really heavy with classic rock and acid rock and psychedelic rock, and Black Sabbath was on the radio. So that's what's going on, folks. And then when Kel was a little older, when she was kind of out of the house and the circles that she was associated with, country, what else?
Lots of just whatever was popular. And also a lot of my friends played in bands, but they were like hometown bands. They were really little tiny bands that didn't go anywhere. They just played bars once in a while. And it was a lot of rockabilly music. It wasn't so much heavy metal or thrash or anything like that.
There wouldn't be
a few
thrash.
Metallica tunes. I grew up with a group of friends that were like the metalheads, and I wasn't allowed to be friends with them.
Yeah.
And so they were listening to Skid Row, they were listening to Black Sabbath, they were listening to Judas Priest, and I was not even allowed to even speak to them.
Yeah. That's what happened. And then later, so we've had a lot of questions, a lot of doubts, and we just want to come clean with the fact that she's never heard this shit before. And I have heard it a lot, but it's been since really college days. We're talking 20 years. I had my first marriage, I had children, we had all of that stuff, and those CDs or tapes collected dust for a while, and I was listening to newer music and things like that. So when I go back and listen to Led Zeppelin 1 or Led Zeppelin 2, it's like, oh my God, I haven't heard this in such a long time, and I don't listen to the radio anymore. So that's what's going on. So a lot of it's first reaction for me, because there are deep cuts from albums that I really like. Houses of the Holy, I never owned it. I heard it. Everybody else had it. I could just borrow it and play the popular tunes. So that's what we're going to do. We're bringing Kel through Zeppelin from A to Z.
And, as a little musician on the piano bench at 10 years old, I always wished that somebody would just give me some electricity and so I could plug the piano in. I knew that there was electricity associated with music. I just didn't have access to it. So I haven't been a musician for a long time because I chose to have a child, and I invested 100% of me into him, and I did not feel that it was fair to have a music career as a teacher and a pianist. It's too demanding. I felt I wanted to parent, and I wanted to parent well. But now with you and with all of you, I feel like I'm getting a second childhood in music. So when you hear me laughing and cheering, and sometimes my feet are swinging under the chair, I'm just in such a little joyful place.
So someone asked, which is a very fair comment, and I'll do my best to be respectful and to answer it in an honest way. How can she have never heard of Kashmir? How? Well, how do you hear part of Kashmir? These are great questions, and we want to come clean with it. Because she would catch it in the middle of the song. She'd get into someone's car. They would be playing it. It's the radio. It's not like you just rewind it in those days. Maybe they didn't have the CD. Who freaking knows? It's just the fact, and you can either choose to believe us or you don't have to. It's all good because we know what the truth is. So we're going to keep going. We have a whole night full of amazing music to get through. We're going to do some exciting Rush. We're going to do a lot of stuff. We're going to do some favorite bands that have come into our playlist over the last couple of weeks. And thanks for joining us. In case this was your first time, I skipped the introduction. It's been we're a little rusty. It's been about a week off since we've really done any videos, even more. So my name is Rich. This is my wife, Kel.
Hi.
And we provide first reaction videos to everyone, and we span the genres of metal all the way to progressive rock and anything and everything in between. That's awesome, and that's a lot of music. Known only for metal, there's 107,000 known metal bands in the Encyclopedia of Metal. So forget progressive rock, forget all the other stuff that would be in between, folk rock, things like that.
Symphonic metal, death
metal.
metal.
No, symphonic metal's that's included in 107. Okay. So lots of music to get through, and we'll never get through it all we'll have to go through about 3 or 4 lifetimes. So
Yeah,
check
right.
check back when you get reincarnated and we're resurrected,
Still here.
or however it's going to happen, and whatever form we take. But hopefully there'll be some headphones, there'll be a Yeti microphone, there'll be some YouTube on whatever planet or existence or plane of existence we're on.
Yeah, right.
Until then, later.
All right.
Till the
See
next
ya.
video.
Bye.
See ya.